So while Calavontis is selecting a character, any insights about our players' respective playstyles? I feel like Calavontis is kind of a known quantity. Like we maybe viewers haven't, but like he's played in tournaments on this server before.
I've seen Kala play. I've played against Kala. This is my first time seeing Tian play, and as Taisei games go, that looked to me like pretty much exactly how I expect a Taisei game to run, and that's not a bad thing. That says okay,
Definitely.
These are season 2 characters especially, right? They're not commonly played these days, especially in competition. So, I don't know what their scene is like wherever they're playing, whoever they're playing with, but I'm pleased at the fact that they've clearly played some Taisei. Like that means that
Definitely
the old arts, the ancient knowledge, has not.
They haven't died out.
Yep. There is still. Okay, I am seeing that I might have to take some preemptive steps to make sure that the recording is properly saved because they introduced a storage limit and I've got a lot of old footage. I'm working on that now.
No problem.
Highlights. Yes. Alright. We have characters selected?
Yep, looks like Millia versus Rachel. So no headless character on the field. So already I'm tuned out. Not interested in the game anymore.
Yeah.
Rachel does have like a little floating pumpkin head guy as one of her minions. Couple of characters who are basically just kind of floating heads.
Well, she has a cat and a bat. The little red imp, which is not really a bat, it's an imp, and then the umbrella, which is not really a cat, but it's a cat, are her minions. So we can see.
Isn't the boost on Whirlwind, I think, puts down something in the field.
Surprisingly enough, that is. I'm pretty sure that is not Gi, which is the name of the red imp.
I think it's a little floating head.
It's a little floating pumpkin thing. Yeah, a pumpkin head. At least I remember it looking like a pumpkin head, and it probably isn't actually that. But it's it's a floating critter. And I'm pretty sure that that's not Gi taking its shape, but I might be misremembering, to be honest. But yeah, Gi gets squished and thrown around and becomes all sorts of things. Nago too. I mean, Nago's a cannon in Tiny Lilia. But
she's a very flexible cat.
Yeah, she usually has Nago around in somewhat less horrific fashion. She's got there's a Nago cannon. There's also a Nago chair, a Nago pillow, a Nago. This is Nago being squeezed from the tail forward to spit out Gi. Very cartoonish. I love it. The game has started. We have turn 1 Mirage
starting out with
Draw 1 with Let's Rock.
Mirage into Let's Rock.
All right. Love to see it. Okay, and now we have move to, or close retreat to take another action. That's Rachel Alucard's ability.
Yep.
And striking, flying Millia. Yep, speed
Probably
fly.
Millia, exactly, yep.
Okay. Which here at range 5, it pushes 1, which does prevent Millia from hitting with anything. Her greatest range is Iron Savior, which is a closed 3, 1 to 2.
So successfully navigates the dangers of that Let's Rock setup at great expense, which is kind of the Rachel lifestyle. She can get out of things, but everything she's going to do is very costly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Yeah, 3 power, no force spent. There's that. Millia moving in so that she can be irrelevant threats. Pays 2 force by discarding an ultra. Goes to range 4. Boost faultless. Rachel is currently rebuilding her resources because, well, she retreated to and then played Flying Abelia, which is a force special.
Yeah.
That was a very expensive turn, which is kind of Rachel life.
I feel like in this matchup, if Millia can get like 1 turn of of Rachel at low resources and to get offense going, that could be like catastrophic.
Yeah, like
She can keep you there so effectively. She has so many ways to put you in that vortex. And Rachel, when she's in neutral, can get out of it pretty effortlessly. But when she doesn't have those resources to spend, might have a lot of trouble.
Yeah. If you can corner Rachel when she doesn't have resources, like her only uncornering tools are run and then the boost on one of her ultras, which is naturally fairly expensive to play. It's a 1-force ultra boost. Requires a lightning rod, but she does have a lightning rod set up to use it. So if she gets cornered, she might be able to get out, but she definitely needs to have cards to work with. Badass, no cancel. That's fairly uncommon. Interesting. Okay. I mean,
the rare season 7 superior play.
Yeah, it sure is. This really looks to me like an Iron Savior threat, because Rachel just doesn't have much to do about that.
Right.
I'm not sure that the superior was needed, because EX dive is not available, so I don't know what Rachel would have that would actually have threatened that. But yeah, to your point, Millia has a fair number of ways to gain advantage. If she exceeds, she has an unlimited number. But
forever ways to gain advantage.
Yes, but yeah, she has one attack, one boost, and then the ultra boost, Love of Some Human Self, which is particularly notable for being a speed boost that also lets her gain advantage.
Yeah, both of those boosts, actually. Turbo Fall is also kind of an all-star of a boost, I feel like.
Oh yeah, that is an absurdly high boost quality before move 1, hit gain advantage, cancelable, just in case. But it's on Iron Saber, which is probably going to be really, really important as an attack into this matchup.
Yeah,
because Rachel very
especially
zones her opponents.
With all of Rachel's push effects.
Yeah, like we've got Flying Lobelia, for starters, as a above curve push 2 to 5. We also have its own boost for a push effect. We have Himpish Gypsophilia, which is a hit effect on an above curve projectile, by the way. And we have... Oh, right. Sorry, her Exceed mode, actually, changes this ability to close, retreat, push, or full.
Yeah.
Which is also really... It's just as expensive. It's even more expensive because now you're in Exceed mode, so you spend 3 gauge to get there. But it is a lot of movement control. And there's a lot of characters who just don't have that much mobility. Though Millia's mobility is fine. Okay, didn't expect that.
Running into a badass on the field at range 1.
Interesting. There is a running joke in Exceed that range 1 is the range where speed doesn't matter. Because at range 1, Spike doesn't hit and dive is not nearly as relevant to threat.
Right.
And Cross is technically outspeedable by Grasp, depending on who initiates. Right. However, Millia is of the opinion that speed definitely matters at range 1. So +1 speed hit, you may draw 1 or gain advantage. So Swing Braid, for example, would just be unbeatable here. You would need to EX Grasp to counter it. Which,
and also with Guilty Gear characters in general, their ability to change the board state so quickly. Yep. Yeah, that's... And so now Millia can kind of start the combo, because that is a stun, triggering Millia's character ability to go where she wants or get a card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's going to gain advantage with that effect, and then after the opponent is stuns, chooses to draw 1. So draw 1, gain advantage, pretty solid. Millia's turn here at range 2. She's also away from that lightning rod, which is good to be away from, since Rachel could have used Grasp to put Millia on the lightning rod and then get an extra 2 damage and pick a card back up from the board to her hands. Yep.
Yeah, Rachel's recursion. Also, obviously, helping her make progress on Millia's life bar, but also just getting those cards back, or even just force back to let you pay for more neutral play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, it's preparing. Both players rebuilding their resources.
One thing I have noticed on Millia's side is I think a couple of ultras have already fallen. One boost we just saw, and also an ultra to move in the early game. So
those are often
some of her higher value boosts are starting to drop early on here.
Oh, I think this player is notating that on their
yep,
their reference set.
Yep, I've seen that. Spending a block to move in and putting down Impish Gypsophilia. Okay. With a before movement boost in play on Millia's side. I feel like, I mean, Millia has so far in this game gotten a lot of value out of 2-turn setups. She's put down Badass and then capitalized very, very well when Rachel passed turn. She's put down Turbo Fall. I think that's Turbo Fall. And might be in a position again to make something happen because she's got some gauge to cancel with.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry, I did just finish the footage review. And yes, they went to their first card after the reading in the previous game.
Okay.
So
that's good to hear.
They started to change their mind, noticed the boost in play, changed their mind back. But regardless, the point is that once you've committed, you've committed.
Yep.
This is why
can still be rattling to the opponent, can still cause some salt, which you'd rather avoid.
Yeah. Yeah. We are not. We are here for a different kind of mind games. We're not here for mind games which, for good, honest mix-ups. Oh, I think that ping probably came through on my desktop audio, and therefore will be recorded for posterity. Whoops. Oh well.
Cancel out of the corner into an EX with Turbo Fall in play.
Alrighty.
Okay. Backs up, no stun. Gets some card draw, gets advantage from the Turbo Fall. Has to leave to get out of the way of the lightning rod.
Interesting. Yeah, so retreats 1, may advance and get hit by focus, may stay put and potentially allow Rachel the recursion, but does have 1 armor. There you go. Yeah, is deciding that it's okay for if Rachel wants to recur to deal 1 damage.
Yep.
Looks like Rachel is choosing to recur that card, which we saw earlier. I think it's a cross. Don't remember.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it is fair play to remind the rod. Yes, it was the cross. Are they? Okay, they may be deciding not to return the rod. Which notably, they have 2 after effects, so it's fine to draw with focus first, and then decide, oh, actually, I want to keep that there, which makes sense because, yeah, it's only 1 power.
No, and it's not hidden information despite being face down.
Yeah. It's a face down card to distinguish it as this is a face down card that has its own separate text. It is not that an attack has been placed face down.
Yeah, it's not George the 13th or Impish Gypsophilia or something.
Yeah, it's something else. George the 13th. That's a scary boost.
My favorite frog.
Oh man, it is Tuesday, my dudes. Wait, that's not the wrong frog. All right, so. With advantage, he got range 3. So actually, Millia probably wanted that rod to go away because it's a lot easier for her to run offense if Rachel can't say, all right, here's a 5 power whirlwind, here's a grasp that doesn't hit but stuns you at speed 7.
Yeah, grasp it just does 2. Sure.
Because that after effect allows her to deal damage even if she's not hitting. So this does mean, funnily enough, if she had another cross, she could cross and also deal 2 damage despite not hitting.
Yeah. There's also been quite solid defense on Rachel's side. We've seen a swing braid confirm off of an ultra boost. We've seen Turbo Fall go into just a couple of damage. Mm-hmm. I feel like Millia is.
Oh, did I lose you? I may have lost you. Well, all right. On the assumption that my internet did not die, which would be very sad. Yeah, we've had solid defensive play from Rachel, managing to mitigate a bunch of losses despite Millia getting a bunch of momentum. We had Faultless from Millia. We have Initiative from Rachel. Faultless goes to gauge at the start of Millia's turn. And I think it is still Millia's turn. I've lost track of whether she decided to do something after that, because I got distracted by the possibility of a connection issue. But it seems like the players are still playing, so I think it's good. Okay. Millia expressly still thinking. Oh. Right, okay. Yes, my co-commentator's power just went out. So, I mean, obviously, like, he needs to get back here and keep watching Exceed and talking about Exceed. That's the priority. After that, though, I hope he's safe. Alright, we have a dash. Do we have a cancel? Negative. Staying at range 1. Rachel gets the turn. Okay, this is kind of interesting. So giving Rachel the ability to, if she wants to, pay some force to move, strike with +1 speed and hit gain advantage. Rachel now has a really really flexible set of offensive options. Speaking of, here's the move 2. We now might have, like, so the telegraph here is whirlwinds, right? A 7 speed that gains advantage and sustains the speed and advantage boost. But, oh, Iron Savior, well, that would answer whirlwind, and it does. Yep, okay. So whirlwinds hits for 3, you know, presumably gains advantage. Iron Savior comes in, hits for 5, forces a random discard, and then after may move 2 or draw 1. Yeah, choose to draw. Yeah, advantage is correct. Like, we could have safely assumed advantage on initiative, because if you aren't having advantage stolen, you can simply take your turn to prepare, at which point, like, you have drawn 2 cards instead of 1. So the main reason to not choose advantage is if you are striking on defense, where you don't need the advantage, or if you have a different source of advantage. And then also, you know, it may be that your opponent is going to steal advantage back, at which point you wouldn't want that. All right. So yeah, Millia coming out ahead that strike. She actually wild swinging and then got to draw, meaning, okay, so here we go. Move 1 ands. Is this spike drop? This looks like spike drop. Which would be 1, 2, 5, 6 hit gain advantage. Ignoring armor. Dive, spike drop. Yep. Hits for 5. Again, presumably gains advantage, though the player may legally choose to draw if they prefer. Yeah, it is kind of a misleading boost in that you are it makes it seem like drawing 1 is a viable choice in cases where you could use either.
Hello, I might be back.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you're back to cast Succeed. That's the priority. Also, I hope you're safe.
That remains to be seen. I might be Googling furiously what exactly is going on in our neighborhood while I'm watching this game.
Okay. Fair. But yes, okay. So yes, we had a Wild Swing Iron Savior into Whirlwinds. So Iron Savior came in, bonked. Rachel sustained her advantage boost, is now hitting with Spike Drop, gaining advantage, presumably. Yep. Discards that boost. Kind of waiting for that. There we go. All right. And prepares? Yeah, there you go. All right. Millia now with 8 cards in hand and 4 gauge with a 2 life lead to Rachel's 3 gauge and 4 cards in hands. Like, I definitely think Millia's ahead, but I don't think this is definitive.
Yeah, I feel like the cadence of the last game was a lot more like, oh no, Taisei has stabilized, it's over. And that's not really how, and I mean, I say it's over, obviously, hindsight, that was that was anyone's close game.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But what I mean is that Rachel isn't really that kind of character. Her resources have stabilized for like a moment, maybe.
Yeah.
And that might not last very long.
Yeah, anything she has, she's likely to use. And even if she's resource starved, she does still have like some stable defensive tools. If she built up any gauge, she has noted good defensive Ultra Tempest Dahlia. She does have Electric Chair, although one has dropped. And Whirlwind at range 3 is also a pretty solid defensive option. And Lobelia at range 4. Like, she has just enough defensive tools at any given range that she's not completely helpless without resources. She just can't run offense.
Right.
Okay, we have Writhe in Pain, +1 power, hit effect, and strike with the cancel. I didn't talk about Season 7 mechanics. So that little gauge icon just above the boost name means that after you play this boost, you can spin a gauge, and if you do, take another action. It's called Cancel. Okay, here we go.
It's the best.
Another Swing Braid. Alright, so that's going to hit for 4, pull 1, random discard, and since this
that random discard into Rachel is brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, there goes the both spikes right away.
Yep, chose to draw 1, so back to Rachel. Alright, prepares. Back to Millia.
That's both Swing Braids down, that's both spikes down. Swing Braids on Millia's side, spikes on Rachel's side. I think Millia's running out of ultras as well.
I don't remember if we saw both wingers or if we only saw one.
I think there's one winger up. I think both Septum are down.
Yes, I do think that was the second Septum voices. Let's see. So Millia should still have a fade. Oh, parry. Okay. Probably get to see something here.
Parry focus, okay.
Okay. We're going to have a hand reveal. EX Grasp. Oh, yeah, that happens. The card's a kilter. This is scripting because Rachel places stuff on the board. Most characters don't have cards automatically tilt. Alright. Yeah, one of each Ultra, Sweep and EX Grasp. Very respectable hand, actually.
Yeah, solid hand. Is this a hand that you would exceed with, I wonder? Because Rachel also has 3 gauge, is not in a great position right now in terms of corner pressure.
I mean, my answer is no. Like, I only have 5 cards in hand and 3 gauge. I don't think I can afford to exceed. Which
exceeding is really expensive.
I'm like, I need to have at least 7 cards in hand and probably about 5 gauge because using her exceed mode effectively, you can have all the resources in the world, and then after your second turn in exceed mode, it's gone.
Yeah, you put a continuous boost into play in Wild Swing.
All right, so let's see. So speaking of 7 cards in hand, they're now at 7. Millia, badass, no cancel. I was really hoping to see badass cancel winger. I would have been hyped for that. I guess the problem is that with EX Grasp known on the other side, it's just too likely to get swatted down. Okay, sure. Light contesting that speed. Good old-fashioned boost war. Millia may be looking enviously at that +2 speed boost. She gets a lot of speed boosts, more than a lot of characters in Guilty Gear Strive, but she does not get a +2 speed boost.
Striking into it anyway, so I'm assuming baiting out the EX Grasp or just the regular Grasp, but...
The bait was unsuccessful. Okay. That's going to trade.
Yeah, that trades at least.
Yeah, they both take 5.
Yep.
Does get rid of the speed boost. Also gets rid of the badass. No benefit from the armor there. Did stun. Probably deciding on that after. Okay. Deciding to retreat 2, evidently.
Okay. Retreat slightly more than 2.
Some lag issues. Probably my fault. Maybe not. Okay. It is Rachel's turn because Millia initiated. This is where I would play Tempest Dahlia.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe it's just Tiny Lobelia then? Or perhaps the second Flying Lobelia? Though I don't remember if that's up or not. Still, I would not be able to resist mashing an Ultra here, I think. It's too tempting. Although I think with, whoa! That was almost certainly just a misinput. Okay, they are wad swinging. Oh, alas for winger. That's kind of funny.
That's all the ultras down.
Yep, Bad Moon is faster. Probably going to... Oh, there's no winning here, right? No, they can advance one. Because that means that they won't be on the...
To at least not trigger the lightning rod?
Yes, okay. They have decided they want to be closer rather than farther. So they're going to take 3 and allow Rachel to return the lightning rod if desired. Which she does desire, evidently. So there's that cross coming back to hands. Alright, during cleanup, Rachel has a choice to make. Yep, it's pretty free. You almost always do this. Where is she going to put it is the real question. Directly on Millia makes a lot of sense. I think we're still holding that EX Grasp, which means we are still holding a potential speed 7 that stuns anything without guard. Even without hitting.
So Rachel's options to deal with guardy advanced cards at this range would be... I mean, not that it matters now because of the Mirage play, but I guess something like Dive, because really both of her spikes are down.
It's nice to see this. Revealing your hand when it's totally deducible is not a rule. So I always appreciate when players extend this courtesy, especially in competitive games. So that hand is 1, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7. That's a lot of normals and Bad Moon. So we're mid-resolution of Mirage, right? So, or not mid-resolution, post-resolution. We're at advance 1, draw 1, take another action. It is Millia's turn to do whatever she wants at range 2. That's a pretty spicy hand. Unfortunately, I don't see lethal. I see like 7 power across, but that's still not enough. Forcing the Wild Swing and playing a slash, maybe going for an advantage chain into the end.
Advantage chain, yeah. I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, so Rachel does not have any on-set decisions, so there's not much harm in Millia just deciding to set whatever she wants, like, without picking up her hands. Some characters have things they can do when they set their attack, which means you don't want to, like, even if you're scrambling, you don't want to be like, all right, I'm playing this, because then your opponent looks at that and goes, oh, I guess I'll use my ability to do whatever.
I'll pay some number of force to do something.
Yeah, or if your tie saves some life, you know.
Right.
Though I guess if an EX is set, it's face up anyway, since there's only one EX in that hands. Yeah, this is a pretty big risk, although it could certainly pay off. Right, like if Rachel gets second cross, which I don't even know if she has, I think Tempest Dahlia evades, but I'm actually not sure. It stuns. It would push 1, and then return the lightning rod to stun. That is not good enough. All right, so Tiny Millia is not stuns, does become a lightning rod, but does not hit. Rachel's going to take 4 damage. Millia also did not stun, so she does not benefit from her character ability, but she has advantage.
Does have advantage and has an ignore armor in hand that can probably hit for 6 with some setup. I'm not sure she has any power boost in hand though.
Yeah.
Other than the one on Lushaker, right?
Yeah. So now draw 1, then you may spend a gauge to cancel. Matters because the thing you are canceling with is not in that discard pile.
Right.
This is interesting because, like, sure, you're threatening lethal. I'm pretty sure there's still an EX Grasp in that hand, which means you can't just play EX Cross.
Right.
Because if you play EX Cross and Rachel actually plays the EX Grasp, you take, 5 damage, and you're at range 3, and then you get murdered by Tempest Dahlia.
Right. And obviously, if you put down Lushaker, that's a copy of Bad Moon. You don't have any other ignore armor options at range 1 except for the other copy of Bad Moon.
Yep. You can be leaning on the odds to try to draw into it, but with only 1 card draw out of it, I think that's probably not the plan here.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's see, what else was in that hands? Well, that wasn't. They drew that. Okay, plus speed. And 1 card. So there's still a mix-up here, right? Because it's not EX Cross.
It's not the EX Cross, right?
Okay. Yeah, they're probably doing that in order to preserve mix-up.
Right, because otherwise, you just block at that point.
That's not good for Millia.
Yeah.
She does... Or no, wait, is that... No, she can't stun. Right, she can't stun. Yeah, that can go up to 6 power, which is not enough to stun focus.
Right.
She will have
gaining advantage off of Winger, though.
Yes. And she's going to need it.
Yep.
But yeah, no more cards being drawn throughout these effects. That That's rough.
And the EX cross still loses to the EX grasp.
Still very, very alive.
Yeah. So does Millia have another speed boost in hand, along with that EX cross to deal with the known EX grasp? And even then, do you just block?
I don't think she can.
As
I think the hand is dive cross cross. I think we know those.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think you're right.
So Millia is going to either prepare, change cards, or use. Okay, I was kind of expecting area shift, cancel, cross, but instead prepare. That's interesting because I'm not convinced that she has the life to afford that. Like if Rachel now uses Tempest Dahlia, okay, no, it's just the X grasp. Yeah, okay, Rachel dies. Yeah, so yeah, I was expecting Sylphie Flight to get out to range and then throw Tempest Dahlia. But yes, that'll do it. Okay, game 2 goes to Millia.
Yep. Yeah, solid game. Honestly, I feel like a couple near the end, a couple of I don't know even know if we can call them misplays on either side, but the initiating with the EX grasp there when it's such a good defensive option seems dicey to me.
It's dicey. All right. Well, normally I would have background music and screens and all that, but I'm still getting stuff set up, so I'm gonna just close the stream down without much further ado. But thanks everybody for watching and joining. Thank you very much for joining me and co-commentating this, Gearface. This was lots of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm sorry about my power going out.
I forgive you.
I appreciate that.
Yep. Won't hold it against you. All right. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
And now I remember how to turn off the stream.